JHK here for Fight Night Picks, and I'm joined by one championship flyweight Courtney Martin. She's sitting in Singapore, ready to make her debut. How you doing?
Yeah, doing really good. How you going?
Good, good, good. Let's jump right into it. This fight coming up. Take us through it. How did you get the call? It's something somewhat short notice, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks short notice. Look, it was pretty unexpected, but we've been basically like grinding and consistently working for months now, just in anticipation. There's not really been a whole lot else to do. So when we got the call up, it was basically us jumping at the chance to get over here and, finally get into the cage.
Definitely. Now, I know you've been wanting to fight for a long time to make your debut for one championship. I've been following you somewhat on social media, and yeah, it must feel really nice to just actually be having a date and an opponent, and what are the nerves like? Because you're in fight week now.
Yeah, look, it's been a bit of a roller coaster, because it's such short notice. The nerves really they were super high for the first week, and then they've kind of come down a little bit. And then I thought by the time we got over here, it would be back up, super excited and anxious. But now that we're here, it's a bit like, let's do it. Let's get it done, kind of thing. So I think because it's been such a long time coming and then such a short notice, like emotions are just everywhere. So hasn't really given me a chance to stop and be like, this is really happening.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. We spoke a little bit over a year ago, right before the pandemic hit, and you and me, we had no idea that was going to happen, right? When we were talking, because you had just come off winning the Gamma World Championships, you got the contract, so you're thinking, okay, maybe in the next few couple months I'm gonna get to fight again. But then, take us to that moment, like March, and
Oh
what
man.
happened to the place, where you stay, where you call home. What happened to the training situation, the gyms? What was going on there?
Yeah, so look, we were pretty lucky being from Perth. Australia did a really good job of lockdown, and we were being from WA. We really weren't affected as much as a lot of countries and cities and states were. However, like basically, I think it was like a week or two after talking to you, it pretty much hit. So there was a decent few months of no training at all, just getting what we can in at home. I live with a few fighters, so we held pads for each other and did a little bit of sparring, a little bit of grappling. So never fully stopped training, which was good. But that spark and that fire was just like underneath it all. So when eventually gyms started opening again, it was go time. I found that because I went through like an 18-month period of just fighting consistently, going through fight camps and then blowing up and then going through fight camps kind of thing. I was never really motivated without a goal. So COVID was a real like turning point for me. It was having to keep grinding and keep consistent without a fight, basically. So it's really helped me overall as a fighter, and I think it's really helped in terms of my overall fitness, my development, everything going into this fight now. So I'm trying to look at the positives of it because there wasn't really much else that you could look at. So yeah.
Well, you're in a good situation though. Most other fighters or just individuals in general, they were stuck at home, so they're probably just sitting around watching Netflix and getting fat. But you had training partners, and but the challenge is to be motivated, right? Especially in a
Yeah.
sport like this where everything lies in competing.
And when you can't compete, what keeps you going? Yeah, exactly. So it was just finding that routine and that maintenance and being able to keep motivated without that external goal like in a few months. It was having to look at the bigger picture and treating it more of like a career than anything else, which I'd never had before. So it was it's had a lot of benefits, but yeah, also it's had a lot of downsides.
Yeah,
But
of
we
course.
were we were pretty lucky in like the big grand scheme of things, I guess. Yeah.
When did you actually get back into the gym and get into the full swing of just team practices and everything?
think it was probably late last year, so
Hmm.
mid to late last year. No, I think WA we opened up about October. I
Okay.
could definitely be wrong, but I do remember we had some fights. So we had some local MMA fights
Yeah.
and Muay Thai fights end of last year, which was really cool to watch the team kind of get back into it and feel semi normal again. So that was pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I remember Eternal had a couple shows at the end of last year, right? Did you have some of your training partners compete on there?
Yeah, yeah, sure did. I think we've had three Eternals so far. All of them we've had some of my teammates compete on there, which is just amazing. So I've actually been doing a lot of cornering, helping out the team and my coach. So for the Eternals, I helped corner for those guys, and there's been a few like local Muay Thai fights that a few of our teammates have been on, so I got to corner for that. So that's been a massive learning curve as well, being able to keep the nerves down because I feel like the nerves hit you a little bit worse when it's not you and you can't control the outcome. Uh, yeah, so that's been really cool being able to focus on that too.
Yeah, so there was a lot of growth then, even with the cornering and then kind of overcoming the barriers of keeping motivated when there's nothing at the end of the rainbow, so to say.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's been a huge amount of growth and development personally and in my fighting, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what we can do on one
Mm,
like in
yeah.
a few days.
Yeah, it's a massive opportunity on a big card, live. It's not going to be tape delayed, which is great. You don't have to like hide the results, things like
Yeah.
that.
Exactly. It's an insane opportunity. I don't think it's actually hit me yet how
Mhm.
big this opportunity is going to be. So it's just a matter of, trying to make as big a statement as possible, make everyone proud, make myself proud, that kind of thing.
Let's say more in the training. What do you think the growth has been more in the training, more physically and skill wise?
Um, well, I've stripped back a little bit. I've spent a bit of time learning some new skills. I don't want to say what just yet, but just the learning aspect of it has been really nice. So, like a few times a week, I'll do a specific session with my coach. Where it'll just be the two of us, and we'll go through learning some new drills, new skills, taking it nice and slow, and just taking that pressure off. And because of COVID and lockdown and not actually having any fights, I've been able to take a bit of pressure off. So, yeah, been learning some new tricks and things. So that's pretty exciting.
Really, there's no training camp. You just been training, and but it was helpful to have your training partners fighting so you could kind of help them out and be a body for them, learn while they're in training camp. So you're ready to go. You've been waiting for how many months now?
Exactly. Look, I would love a nice long fight camp, but
Mhm.
realistically, like I am as prepared as I'm ever gonna be.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's been a long like I'd say 8, 10 months now.
Let's look at it. You're facing Colbey Northcutt, which is a big name for the promotion. She does have a more famous brother, so to say, but highly skilled. She's been training since she was, very young. You haven't been training that long, but you've had a lot of success. So let's break down Colby. How do you feel? How do you feel about her as an opponent?
I think she's going to be super challenging. Look, her range is insane. And her style is probably not exactly what I'm used to. So there's going to be a lot of challenging aspects to this. I have come up a weight division as well. So that's been a big jump, but I feel like physically I should be stronger than her. If I didn't, then I probably wouldn't have gone up. So that's my goal, is to utilize what I've got, which is my strength. I think she is a amazing striker, and it is going to be very challenging and awkward. But it's just a matter of staying composed and doing what I do best. So
Yeah, I
have a
remember.
bit of fun in it.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that when you do debut for one championship, you wanted to maybe go to strawweight. In one championship, it's a little bit different the weight classes, but yeah,
Yeah.
like you said, you're stepping up. It's short notice too, so you don't have to really worry about the weight, right?
No, not at all. I was so when we got the call, I was pretty much like a kilo and a half under at that point. um, but it's been good.
Mhm.
Like this is the first time we're experiencing all the protocols with
Yeah.
one being a hydrated weigh in
Mhm.
and not trying to cut. So it's going to be a really good experience going through all the weigh-ins and the hydration tests whilst not having to worry about, any sort of weight cutting. So I think this is a really good test run. This is a really good experience for us to use as a stepping stone for when I do, have a fight at strawweight.
Do you go into this fight mentally as a win-win situation because you are making your debut, you're one weight class above your normal weight class, and you're facing somebody with a known name?
Yeah, pretty much. Like I, it's it's not what I expected for my debut at all. Not anything that I would even dream of, but it's just a massive opportunity, like an insane opportunity, and I'd be crazy to pass it up. And I feel ready and confident, so why not?
Yeah, why not? That's the life of a fighter, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
fighters want to fight. So
yeah, yeah. So, in a perfect world, how do you end this fight? How do you perform in this clash?
I'd like to say that it doesn't go to decision, that I'm able to finish it pretty early. That would be lovely. I like I said, I do feel like I have a lot of strength on her, but you never know until you test someone out. So that could be wrong. Um, Basically, just try and be aggressive. Try and stop the fight. I feel like I could stop the fight on the ground. I could stop it standing up, but we'll see how it goes.
You're in fight week. How does it feel to be in fight week, to be with one championship, to meet all the staff? It's a different experience.
This is an insane experience. This is nothing that I ever expected would happen to me. So it's been amazing. Everyone here has been incredible. I I didn't even think we'd be able to leave the country. Like I didn't expect to be on a plane and heading to Singapore anytime this soon. So even that alone's been an incredible experience. So yeah, I can't fault the guys. They literally do everything and make it so easy for us to be here. And even though we're not allowed to, leave the hotel, they're making it as tolerable as possible. So it's really nice.
How has the support been since you found out about the fight, since you've told everybody about the fight back home?
Look, it wasn't announced for a long time, so we found out, like I said, with 2 weeks' notice. But then it probably wasn't only announced till like last week, so we had to keep it under wraps for a little while. That was a little bit difficult. Everyone was wondering why training's ramping up and why we're getting a little bit more intense and why I need all of the 6'3" sparring partners. Um, but yeah, everyone's stoked. Like I've got the whole support of the gym Wolves Den in Perth behind me. I've got all the support of my family. Everyone's like super stoked about it. I think they might be a little bit jealous that we're flying to a different country at the moment, but apart from that, yeah.
Yeah, that's the perks. The perks of being a fighter is you get to travel around the world, right, for free.
Exactly.
All
Who
right,
knew?
exactly. All right, Courtney, one on TNT 4. I think you are the first fight on the main card. It's gonna be
Yeah,
great,
sure have.
Courtney. We spoke a year ago, and I'm happy for you that you're making your debut and you get such a huge opportunity. Good luck on the fight and all the best in everything that you're doing.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the time.